Hey now, cats, we're back again this year on the Balls from Ellwood show. I know it's been a very long time. You probably have given up, if not said, where the fuck are these people went?
Hi, we're
But
here.
we're back, and we have all our shitty opinions to share with you as usual. We have some cool stuff to talk about. I got some album recommendations, and I think we even have a Depravity. Is that correct?
We always have depravity.
I was gonna say, I mean, it's been building up like, like a powder keg. So
Oh, yeah.
rather than her depress the living shit out of me, like, let's get this out. And I have to say, Xtina, you look pretty darn good today.
Aw, thank you, dear. Thank you, dear.
I'm just looking and I'm like, wow.
We're going to the local high school musical of Footloose, but our local high school isn't really a I mean, it's a performing arts school, so these musicals are like next level. So I'm ready to Footloose, baby. Yeah. So anyway.
But anyway, right out the gate, we got a lot to talk about, a lot of ground to cover. First off, we just recorded a brand new show earlier today. This is not one, but two Balls from Ellwood shows in one day. Lucky you.
Yeah.
But it's actually for a really good cause. If you want, head over on the Balls from Ellwood channel and check out our latest episode with our ride or die, our great friend Matt Wheels and Nesty. He's doing a charity stand-up event next weekend. And so all of the information he needs on there, check that out. A very good interview. He tells you a little bit about kind of the atrocities that disabled people face that most regular bodied people have no idea about. So very important event. Please get tickets. Go see a night of comedy and see he's headlining, and I gotta say he's one of the funniest people I know. So that being said,
Definitely.
Go check that out. We'll be there.
Absolutely.
And right off the gate, let's just, it's been a phenomenon, a cultural phenomenon in the past week, maybe longer. Let's talk about Baby Reindeer. Shall we?
He's getting right to it. He can't wait. So I've been hearing all this buzz, and I kept saying to him, did you hear about this stupid Baby Reindeer show? Did you hear this stupid Baby Reindeer show? Because who the fuck names a show Baby Reindeer? Number one. And why is it so popular? And so I, look into it a little bit, and it's about a guy who was harassed by this woman, and he actually wrote it, directed it, stars in it, so that's kind of cool too, right? And so, the trailer does it no justice. I mean, we weren't even going to watch it after we watched the trailer, like little to no desire. It looked pretty stupid, to be honest. But then we saw they were like 30-minute episodes for the most part, so we're like, okay, what the hell? And there's only...
you couldn't go anywhere. Social media, go out in public,
Yeah.
Baby Reindeer, Baby
Everywhere
Reindeer,
you
Baby
go,
Reindeer,
right.
Baby Reindeer.
So we're like, fine, we'll give in. We'll
Then
start
once
watching.
actually what got me was the fact that it was quote-unquote a true story.
Right.
Then once
true.
I heard that, I'm a sucker for that kind of shit. And in actuality, when they say a true story, it's usually 5% true, 95% Hollywood
up,
bullshit.
right.
So.
But this was legit. It was real. And it started out fantastic. I mean, we were absolutely
Right
hooked.
out the gate.
Blew through 5 episodes in one night, right?
Yeah, and here's why. The lady that plays, the villain,
Stalker,
the
yeah.
stalker, Martha, is an incredible actress.
Oh, yeah, she's phenomenal.
She's kind of carries the... I'll be honest with you, that's the shit I thought was the most intriguing.
Yeah.
And then to me, it's... I'll let you talk about it first, because I have a rant, like
Right, he
an
has
epic rant. I've been chomping at the bit.
Right. So this guy, I mean, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched it, we're probably going to give away some spoilers at this point. So
Now's where you turn it off.
we'll try to, I mean, it's going to be hard not to give them away. So fast forward if you haven't watched it yet, or if you don't give a shit, then keep watching. Anyway, this guy's like, nice to this lady who's clearly like down on her luck and feeling shitty about herself. She's a very large woman, and you can tell, she probably doesn't get much love in her life, and all he does is give her a free tea at the bar.
Fat people need loving too.
Yeah. So the free tea at the bar turns into her completely being obsessed with him and stalking him and emailing him constantly, but on some level, like, he doesn't do much about it, and he sort of enjoys it. And
he sort of almost leads her on, and I mean, from my
Right.
my viewpoint,
Yeah.
which that started to really kind of upheave
Right.
the whole thing for me.
it's really, I try really, really hard not to victim blame anybody, but this guy, it's really hard not to victim blame him. And then, he wants to be he's an aspiring comedian. He wants to be famous, and he gets help from this, like, quote unquote famous movie writer director guy, and he starts coming over, and he has him doing all these drugs, and that should be a red flag in and of itself. Is he? Sorry, our cat is being bad. Then he's doing all these drugs, and then he wakes up and he doesn't know what the heck happened the night before, and then his parts of him are hurting, wink wink, nudge nudge, and he starts to figure it out what exactly is happening when he's passed out from all these drugs, and it's horrifying. But once he finds this out, does he stop going? No. So again, it's very hard to feel, your sympathy for the guy starts going.
And just when you think this fucking idiot can't make worse decisions or put himself in worse situations or even, fuel the fire with the whole problem, he finds a way.
Yeah.
And then he tries to be a victim the whole thing. This show got me disgusted halfway through because, like, I started rooting for the fucking stalker. That's probably not what you're supposed to do, I think, in a show like this.
Right.
And then I see him talking to these press junkets, and the thing that was interesting was the guy that actually got stalked, quote unquote, is actually the guy that plays him in real life.
Right,
which,
and he did a fabulous job.
I don't think he did a fabulous job. I think he's a fucking asshole in real life. And then he was just being an asshole in fucking the show, so there was no acting involved at all. He was just being himself. So,
alright,
fuck that guy.
Yeah.
I was like, seriously, like, oh my god, I can't handle it.
His face, and I will insert a picture here. I had to take a picture of his face at the end of the show. He just, oozed disgust.
It's from the very beginning, like, and here's the thing. I have a theory. Like, here's how this show should have went. This lady comes into the bar, and he should have handled it the right way. Mm-hmm. Like, that's the problem when... I have to say, though, I do like the fact that it showed the human element and how things could go dreadfully wrong if you don't handle situations correctly.
Again, your favorite thing is, he's too nice. He's a people pleaser.
I was getting to that.
I'm a people pleaser. Okay, sorry.
I was getting to that, and I was... No, like, as Xtina said, the biggest problem, I hate that. Like, I understand people. Actually, no, I don't really, because I'm not that guy. Like, people lie for people's feelings, and then this is a really good example of how that snowballs and snowballs and snowballs to the point it's like destroying this guy's life.
Yeah.
And he lets it get that way every single time. You think he would learn from this and stop it. He just makes two more bad decisions that just keeps perpetuating everything. He loses everything. He loses, like, he loses the love of his life.
Place to live.
The place to live. He loses everything, but yet in some weird, sick, twisted way,
he loves it.
He kind of loves it.
Yeah.
So, like, how the hell can you feel bad for that? Like, he's supposed to be the victim in this, and at the end of the show, I'm like, I hate this motherfucker. Like he's not a victim at all. He's the biggest creep in this whole show. Like,
oh my god.
Even the psycho that's stalking him, I had more empathy for than this fucknut. So, like,
yeah.
Baby Reindeer. It's just a good example of, like, how you shouldn't lie for people's feelings.
Yeah.
Being honest.
Don't be a people pleaser.
Don't be a people pleaser.
Boundaries.
Let this be a lesson to you.
Boundaries.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I might not be very popular with my opinions, but I tell people how it is, and it don't make you very popular, but I've never had anybody try to stalk me. So, well, that's not true. But
but
in that particular
not for that reason.
Not for that reason.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother story. But,
anywho, I guess we're done. Are we done ranting about the reindeers?
That's it about it. I still feel, it's funny. I love coming. I'm glad we're back, because I don't have, like, a place for all this free-forming hostility and hatred and shit to go, and then it just kind of festers inside and bubbles up like a powder keg, and it explodes. And
I keep telling him to go to therapy, but I guess this is his therapy.
I don't think there's a therapy alive that can help.
There's not a therapy that can help him.
No. He's
far beyond it.
And that's since we're bitching already. I know it's probably a little past due, since we haven't been around, but I'm going to go on another quick little rant here. Excuse me, Ghostbusters fans. You can all suck a dick. Like seriously. Everybody complains about Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. It's not that good. Blah, 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 blah. Hey, fuck faces. Like, I've waited 30 years for new movies. let's just, is it as good as Afterlife? Meh, probably not. Is it still entertaining and fun? I think so. It was like watching a fucking hour-and-a-half episode of the old cartoon. I thought, what the fuck do you want? It's still better than the one with the chicks. That's the worst fucking movie I've ever seen in my life, probably. So, and then here's what happens. Let's just say you didn't like this one. You're a big fucking fan, right? Still go and support it, because guess what? Now it's probably going to be another 20 years before you see another movie. Thanks to you fucking assholes. So, yeah.
No,
seriously.
if you liked it, don't take his.
Oh, if you liked it, you're on Team Balls for sure. But I'm disappointed in each and every one of you. So, and I didn't like this, and I didn't like that, and I don't like this. And guess what? Now you're never going to see another fucking movie for 20 years because you're a fucking asshole. So, I hate you all. So,
find your chi. Find your chi.
And then, and not only that too, everybody's all concerned that like Phoebe might have had a romantic relationship with Melody. Who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
This is 2024. Are you
really
fucking
worried
serious?
about that?
Who the fuck cares?
I'd be more concerned that she's a ghost than she's a chick.
Yeah, who the fuck cares?
But anyway.
What is this, 1814?
Oh my god, I can't believe she might actually make friends and have feelings with a ghost. Oh my god.
Fuck you all. Seriously, I hate you all.
All right, how about happier things? How about Late Night with the Devil?
Ooh, that's the last movie I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Another one, though. I watched on the board, probably easily one of the most original and coolest fucking movies I've seen this year thus far. David Desmalchian, I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. He's a cute
he has a crazy name.
I love this guy. I used to. Here's a true story. Here's a true story. I
Yeah.
actually used to not like him at all. Now he's easily probably one of my favorite fucking actors. But let me explain why. Xtina and I always watch the Fangoria Chainsaw Awards every year. And he always played this. I never seen the dude before, but he'd always play this goofy, like bucktooth vampire character, and we always thought it was really cringe. And but I have to say, so then whenever I start seeing him in movies, I'm like, oh, look at this motherfucker, seriously. But I had to, and then I start seeing him in things and seeing what an incredible fucking actor he is. He was in Last Voyage of the Demeter. He was in Boogeyman, and then this movie, Late Night with the Devil, I have to say, thus far, is probably my favorite horror film I've seen this year. I know Xtina liked it, she didn't love it.
I don't love it, but I didn't hate it. I mean, I thought it was great. I thought the acting was great. I'm just funny about demonic possession stuff in general, so don't take my advice.
I had to say, though, like, he completely won me over. He's probably one of my favorite fucking actors now. I loved everything about it. I love the whole, the whole take on the whole late night wars.
Mm-hmm.
I love the fact how it looked, and like I actually liked. It's funny because I was actually when we were watching it, my stepdaughter was out here for a short time, and like she was asking like, oh, is this how like it looks like when there's a show like it was
behind the scenes?
It was actually a really cool interpretation and a very close interpretation of how they make television shows, and you see that behind the scenes, like you see the actual when you're watching the show, but then when you're behind the scenes, you actually see the behind the scenes, and it goes to black and white.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I love how they made it once they cut and they're behind the scenes and they're not on the air. The film goes to black and white. I mean,
and normally you'd think that would slow a movie down, but it actually kind of is some of the most intriguing things, like because there's so much crazy stuff that goes on, and then you see how people deal with it, like react with it, like it's. But I have to say, you're doing yourself a great disservice if you don't check it out.
Yeah, it's definitely a great film. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I get a little, I'm like a naysayer, I guess, when it comes to demonic possession stuff. So I'm still never gonna.
And I have to say that I think the strongest part next to Dash Malion or whatever the fuck that
young girl.
Yeah, she's gonna be someone to watch for because that fucking little girl's creepy as shit.
Even when she wasn't possessed, she was
when
creepy.
She's sitting there, I was like,
she's like,
ooh, she's creepy. Yeah, I know. Like, I have a feeling you're gonna be stop it.
Right.
But anyway, love it. It's on Shudder now. It's on all your streaming sites. Check it out. I don't think you'll be disappointed.
Yeah.
Other than that, before we do your
Depravity
stuff.
stuff.
You see, it's been so long I couldn't remember.
I
just want to show you 2 albums that we've been checking out that we actually really, really dig. And I know, I know this. Our show should just be called the Bad Time Record Show because You know, Mike from Bad Time, he signed.
He should start paying us.
He really should start paying.
You know,
us,
$5 a month, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, or at least, you know.
But it's a coffee.
But I have to say, one of their latest releases, up next to the new Half Past Tubes came out.
Oh yeah.
That came out, and this is actually one of our favorite things they put out in a while. I
Call
don't know how
me
they.
Malcolm.
Yeah, how did we sleep on this? We would have never even found out about this if it wasn't for Mike.
Right,
So,
and they're from England, is
yeah,
that right?
he signed them. They've been around forever, went under our radar. This is their debut on Bad Time Records.
Fan-freaking-tastic
This
album.
thing is a freaking banger, man. There ain't
really
a bad
is.
song on it. In fact, it's gonna get stuck in your head.
And if you have like
And
mental
look at this artwork. This artwork
illness,
is like.
yeah, if you have mental illness and you've been through like, you know, some stuff and whatnot, the songs are going to resonate with you.
Yeah,
It's pretty
and
cool.
I mean, look how.
Ooh, look at that beauty.
Look how beautiful
Look
that
at
is.
that beauty.
Check it out.
Yeah, baby.
So please head on over to Bad Time Records. Mike, you can always sponsor our show if you'd like.
Ha.
We're here. And then we got one more thing. We actually went to see, not too long ago, we went to see the Slackers, our buddies, of course, caught up with them. And in the process, I actually ended up getting a test pressing signed by the whole band. And we ended up finding out about a new band that we like, and they are called the Operators. And if you have a chance to check them out, I have to say, really, really cool.
Yeah.
Really energetic.
Oh yeah. They got a chick singer. She's like a little fireball.
She's a little fireball. I have
And she
to
doesn't
say.
look like she would.
Yeah,
be in a
you know,
ska
you're like,
band.
wow, yeah. She looks like.
And
she'd be
she's like
a-
this big, and this big voice comes out of her, and I'm like, wow, how do you do that? That's amazing.
This is on Jump Up Records.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you could get the test pressing. I don't know if there's any left, but this official release will be coming out in the next month or two, I believe. We got a test pressing. The Operators are going to be somebody you need to watch out for, and that's all I have to rant about today. So let's get right to it. It's been a long while, but you know her, you love her, I love her, obviously.
Obviously, I would hope.
I mean, obviously. I mean, you know, I married you.
Yeah, that's very nice of you.
So I mean, so yeah, let's. It's been at least a whole 3.5 hours since I've heard some depressing, horrible depravity. So well, why not depress everyone else, Xtina? Let's go.
And I've probably told you this story 500 times by now because it's been like the biggest story that I've been following in the past, I guess, month. There's these two ladies out of Oklahoma, and the story was two missing moms in Oklahoma. Where have they gone? And one girl's a little younger. She's 27, cute little redhead, and like a almost 40-year-old woman. And she's married to a pastor, the pastor's wife. And, you start to think, like, when you hear stuff like that, and unfortunately, there's all too much, like, religious crime around. So, I was thinking, oh, gee, what did the pastor do? Or, what, something in the church happened or whatever. Absolutely not. It had nothing to do with that. So here's this is the most bonkers story. It's almost like real life Ozark. We're not sure with or without the drugs, but these people, I mean, Oklahoma, and I guess it has, they're on the state line, so they crossed over to Kansas, and so, the FBI had to get involved, and so this girl, Veronica Butler, she has two small children, and she didn't have full custody of them. There were rumors, and I still don't know if this is true. This was made up at this point, because these people are nuts, the people who did this. They claimed that her brother did something to hurt the kids, so they took the custody away from her, which I don't think she lived with her brother, so why would she lose custody of her kids? That it kind of made no sense. But anyway, she had to have visitation with her kids, like somebody like a moderator with her. So she took the preacher's wife because she was very involved in her church. Preacher's wife, very sweet, demure looking lady, just exactly what you would think. I mean, I think she had like 4 or 5 kids and an adopted child from India. Like, she, the actual epitome of what a preacher's wife should be. Beautiful people. So they go to pick up her kids because it is, I guess, her daughter's birthday. And they never make it to a birthday party. And they're missing for days on end. I think they were missing for at least a few weeks when nobody knew exactly what was happening. I'm big on following, like, when something like this happens, finding a group on Facebook because you get some real truth in there. So it turns out the grandma of these babies had the custody for the most part, and she absolutely hated Veronica. She wanted her to not have custody of these kids, and she was willing to do anything to see that happened. Anything. And the sad thing is, the daddy of these kids is in prison, and then he was in a rehab center for God knows what he does, assault on somebody else, who knows? I don't know the whole story.
Sounds like a real class act.
It's a real classy family, but apparently they are very well known in this town, very highfalutin, I guess you would say, but they're farmers. I mean, so they're, you know, not like fancy business people, they're farmers. But she owns all this land, and she has like a lot of like judges and lawyers and all these people in her back pocket. If you've ever watched Ozark, if you know who Darlene is,
Oh, Snell.
she's basically, they're the Snells essentially, and she's basically Darlene Snell. Okay, she could do anything, kill anybody, and get away with it, or at least she thought she could. So what we know is that the girls went missing, and they eventually found their bodies, but rumors started flying. They started finding out that grandma got burner phones. She started working with her neighbor best friends and another neighbor guy. They all were in this group together called God's Misfits, because, you know, God loves when people get together in his name to orchestrate a killing.
Wasn't that what he was all about? Jesus killing people? I'm pretty sure that's what he came here for, right?
Absolutely. So, you know, she got the neighbors involved, the Twibleys. Yeah, they have crazy names. Twombly.
This could have been a sitcom.
It's so bonkers, and, you know, I'm not going to do it justice because it is so involved.
Just wait till the Netflix series comes out.
Right, but I'm going to put some pictures up here so you could just see these people. I mean, it is unbelievable, like, that people like this even exist in 2024, but I guess, you know, in Oklahoma, anything's possible. But these
Something
people...
in the water.
It's bad enough that you want your, I guess, ex-daughter-in-law killed, but you're getting your friends involved and your neighbors, and why would they want to do it? Like, what do they have to gain from this? And these people have money. I mean, they have money, and they're, like, running farms. He's, like, the local butcher. I mean, why ruin your life?
You gotta have a hobby.
I guess hobbies are good, but...
Some people like to play, you know, tennis. Some people like to bowl. Other people like to murder in Oklahoma.
Right. So here's I'll try to end this quickly, but the Twombleys told their 16-year-old daughter, "We won't be home in the morning because we're going on a mission from God."
What are they, the Blues Brothers?
I guess. So she wakes up that morning. There's nobody there, whatever. They come home in a scurry, and they ask their 16-year-old daughter to clean their truck. And she asked what happened, and they told her, well, things didn't exactly go as planned, but we won't have to worry about Veronica anymore. And would you please go clean the truck out for us, dear?
Why is it covered in red stuff? Oh, we hit a deer in the way. Sorry.
And the
A
girl
deer named
knew
Veronica.
something because she started asking questions. She must have known the plan because she asked if they were in a well or something, and so she knew. She had to know. And I don't know if the police started coming around questioning things or if she made a call on her own, but regardless, the 16-year-old girl, God bless her, is a hero in all of this. She, you know, basically told the cops everything. Told them everything she knew, everything she heard, how long they had been plotting this. Apparently, they had been plotting this for quite some time. There were a lot of plans that went awry a month before, so they absolutely wanted this girl dead. Luckily, they got enough information and enough proof that they managed to arrest Grandma, her boyfriend, the neighbor, the wife, and then this other guy was kind of involved, and he was, I don't know if he was on the run or they just didn't have enough on him, but in the last week they arrested him. So now there's 5 people in jail. And now, you know, kids have no parents. These little kids lost their mother. Their dad's a loser in jail. Now grandma, who was taking care of them, she's in jail. Why, people? I don't understand. How do you think that you're going to be able to take care of your grandbabies when you're in jail? But again, she thought she was above the law, apparently. So now she finds out she's not. Everybody's in jail. I don't know who's going to get custody of these kids. God forbid the real dad does. Apparently he's not such a great guy either. I don't know. It's all so crazy. Keep, Google it, look into it, do your own research. Nancy Grace does a lot of in-depth stuff about it. I'll, put some links in the comments here. You can, do more research on your own. But it is like the most weirdest. It's going to make for a great movie, unfortunately. And I mean, I hope they give any proceeds to the victims' families because that's the way to go. Because it is such a bonkers story in this day and age. It's like Yellowstone meets freaking Ozark. Unbelievable. Anyway, that's all I got for now. What do you say, Balls?
I feel so much better now.
Don't you feel better now that you have some depravity in your day?
I do. I feel.
Why don't you give them?
It's like a great weight left. A great weight has been set on me.
Yeah, give the people a little example of our morning when you wake up in the morning.
Okay, here's how it goes. I have my coffee. Xtina drops off the kid at school. We're driving to work, and she's like, "Hey, did you hear about that church that got hit by a tornado with the mass murderer, and then he killed? You want to hear about the lady that shot 15 people in the face on Sunday and blah blah blah?" And I'm like, "No, fuck no, I don't. I'm trying to wake up. I'm trying to be in a good mood. I'm trying to get my day started. I'm not want to hear about murder sprees and killings and shootings and jailings and rapings and yeah. It's like it's like driving around with fucking Fox News, or not Fox News. Oh God, that'd be scarier. But it's like driving around with murder TV all day long. Yeah. And then I'll pick her up at the end of the day, and she's like, "Did you hear about the guy that shot the guy in the face in McKeesport?" And I'm like, No, I don't. I don't care. So
that's why Balls wants to do a show here. He'd like me to get this
much
all
like
out
I need to get stuff off my chest.
Some of you
the murder
really
just collects in Xtina's chest, and then it spouts out at me. So why shouldn't you guys be affected too? So that's what we're here for. So
absolutely.
Tune back in. See more, here's some more movie reviews, some TV reviews, and here's some, murder reviews.
Yeah, we're going to try to make this a thing. I'm going to try to do better. I'm going to do better, people.
Don't believe her.
Yeah.
See you next year.
Yeah.
Enjoy it while you can.
All right. Y'all stay safe out there.
Peace and love. Don't get murdered.